Lakho mnganwa Lakho mnganwa Lakho mnganwa Lakho mnganwa Lakho mnganwa Lakho mnganwa Omayake timpolompo awungela wemnganwa
Konkovulani mnyango bongo 2018 the very first day of January ngithi mbukeli sesifikeleke thina nohlelo oluthanda kakhulu ilungelo lakho it's all right sinilethela lona lolu hlelo la kumamba phambili SABC 1 eMzansi for sure sinifisela unyaka omusha ophephile futhi onempumelelo yes we are wishing you a very happy new year mbukeli ukhumbule ukuthi uluhlelo la namhlanje ke luqoshiwe ingeke sikwazi ukuthi sithathe izingcingo zenu kodwa ke usengazwakalisa umbono wakho ngokuthi usithumele i-SMS noma usilandele lapha ku Facebook noma usithinte ku Twitter ake sibheke ukuthi indaba namhlanje thini mbukeli Mbukeli 2017 is finally gone, but what is refusing to leave are the financial troubles that are inflicted by the high levels of debt among consumers. Now, according to the National Credit Regulator, 1.7 trillion rand is the amount of money that many consumers owe for goods bought on credit. But not all is lost. To some, the start of the new year brings an opportunity to start again, as there is no better time to address your financial plight either than now. But the experts warn that with so many financial and investment solutions in the market, consumers should really think carefully before pouring their money into what claims to be a financial silver bullet. Manje mbukela ukukhuluma kabanzi ke ngokuthi phela singenzani ukusombulula izinkinga zethu zezimali namathuba phela okukhulisa leyo mali encane esinayo masamukele ivakashi zethu. We're very pleased to welcome uBut Gerald Mwandiyambira ongumbhali nochwepheshe wezezimali sinayo noBut Andile Fulane oyinhloko elawulayo kwa Seed of Prosperity. Gentlemen, sanamukela uhlelweni the very first one of the year. Thank you so much for joining us.
Definitely, it's always a pleasure. 2018, 20 anything, let's start creating wealth.
But Andile uthini wena kulonyaka?
No, ngiyaphila. I'm looking forward to a great year.
All right. So as we heard into Yami Gerald, the new year often brings about an opportunity for you to look at your financial matters and try to draft a financial plan. But how many people actually do stick up and do actually choose the proper channels of investing their money, Gerald?
I think it's tough. I mean, it's the 1st of January. Everybody is thinking about a New Year's resolution.
Yeah.
You know, some of us want to lose weight. You don't have to lose weight this year, but maybe you want to gain it. Who knows? Some of us need to lose it. So it's the beginning of the year. Everything is positive. We've got 365 days to do the right thing around our money. Yeah. Unfortunately, 26 million South Africans are not doing the right thing with their money. Credit-active South Africans are struggling with their debt. What? And as you said, 1.72
trillion rand.
And festive, it's gone up. So maybe you can call it 1.92 because people have been spending this whole festive period. So now we're back where we started. 1st of January, what do I do around my finances? And yes, it's about saying, do the right things, start with that budget, start doing the right things, and it will come together. Same thing with the children. We've always said, teach them about the money boxes. Do a few things which change your life, because you can't do the same thing as last year and expect a different result. We need to stop complaining about black tax. We need to start creating black wealth.
You know, but Andile ngiyangimangaza mina ukuthi abanye abantu they still over indebted in this day and age where there's bodies or debt mediation association and stuff like that, where you can actually plan ukuthi izinto uyibuyisela kanjani. And even i-Credit Regulation Act iyasho ukuthi inkampani kumele i-check ukuthi uyakhona nokuthatha lesi sikweletu before uthatha, but abantu basathatha izikweletu as if they can afford ngemali abangenayo. How do we move away from this mindset? Abantu ba focus ekutheni when they invest their money, the little that they have, benza sure ukuthi ba invest in the right investments.
Yeah, umbuzo omusho lo, normally they would say it's $1 million question, because we are dealing with a cultural issue. So into eziningi esizenzayo sizenza on autopilot. It means asiqapheli nokuthi siyazenza. i-culture umjwayelo nje. I mean nomuntu mawumtshela ukuthi mina anginasikoloto bathi uphila kanjani. So umuntu umangele ukuthi uphila kanjani. How can you live without debt? You like how is that even possible?
You're not even trending.
Exactly. So umuntu so masiza nge-mindset leyo. I mean you can imagine abantu abaphuma ezikoleni khona manje ukuthi umuntu into ozoyiqala yenze ukuthi angene ezikweletini because he's been looking forward ukuthi athole salary azokhona ukuvula ama accounts basically. Umuntu in fact I mean I've had ama student azosebenzela as an internship. Umuntu ujahela payslip mangaba ne payslip inkhona ukuyovula i-account. So yinkinga leyo. So we have to deal with values, what I normally call money values or ama value emali. And I mean kune myth yokuthi abantu abamnyama abasave kodwa uBugerald uzakutshela mina masidila nama stockfields kakhulu and I mean we are talking about billions and billions of money lapha ama stockfields akhona ukusave akhona. So it's about channeling people and changing values. For instance ama funeral you know it's an insurance but it's a type of saving because saving means you are delaying consumption.
Exactly.
So I mean an average adult and
for a good purpose you delay
definitely. Yes. So an average adult is about 2 insurance covers. So it's about changing our values. Bayakhona we delay gratification for something that they value. So do you value wealth? Do you value your children going to the best schools? Then it will create a culture, a different kind of culture or different kind of belief systems.
But Gerald, is this true? It's a myth that black people, you know, do like saving. Is this true?
I think it's about saying that we have a culture where we live for the now. And
instant gratification.
Unfortunately, it looks that way because a festive season, Ama Stockfell, some of them, they closed the whole road. They were distributing Ama groceries and they've eaten them. How?
Yes.
Serve the whole year to eat. Knife and fork.
Yes.
You know when sometimes it's called eating poverty with a knife and fork because you're not thinking about tomorrow.
Yes.
Same thing. Just look 2 months ago, that Black Friday. People shopped, they were breaking windows, getting into shops.
They were fighting each other to get into those shops.
Money and swipe. Again, eating poverty with a knife and fork. We need to say, no, Black Friday is coming again in 2018. This year, let me have cash ready in my account. I can save. I'm a Stockfell. It's not about eating. Everything is not about the stomach. It's about now starting to say, how can we start going to that next level? And yes, if you look at every bank, every big insurance company started off as a Stockfell. Let's start being forward thinking. Let's start investing. Let's start saying 2018, I can't be the same person I was last year. And it starts with knowledge. Knowledge means start reading, start knowing more. Educate yourself, empower yourself, start doing the hard thing, that budgeting. And most importantly, if you've got children, do what you say. Don't say and not do. And it's a cultural thing. Tina, we just want to show off and show people. But what's the point? We need to start saying, who cares? Who cares? I want better things for myself. And that's why 1 January is such an important day. You look at yourself in the mirror and say, I want it for me. Not for my neighbors, not for my relatives.
Absolutely.
And I think that's how you start moving and going forward. So is it going to be easy? No. I think the myth which is out there is that saving is easy.
And it's not.
It's not.
No, it's not.
Ask anyone who's saved, they'll tell you no, it's hard.
Especially with these tough economic times. I mean, Gerald, we've just been downgraded by one of the ratings agencies. I mean, that's a lot of bearing when you think about it.
In order to save, you need one thing, an income. So anybody with an income can save, whether it's 50 cents, 10 rand, 100 rand, 200 rand. Are you able to save 50 cents? Are you able to save 10 rand? Most of us just don't want to, and we like blaming and saying, I earn too little. But think of the person who's not working. They are not even able to save. They are the only person who really by right can say, I can't save.
You know, we make us feel bad. Gentlemen, asibambeni lapho ngoba kumele siphuthume ngempela ekhefini sokhokhe zethu ikweletu. We don't want any dates this year. Siyabuya emva kwaleli khefu. So Sikwamukele futhi mbukele ukhumbule ukuthi lolu hlelo ke luqophiwe ngekho ke ngeke sikwazi ukuthi sithathe izingcingo zenu kodwa ke usengasithumela i-email ku consumer@sabc.co.za satholakala futhi ku Facebook na ku Twitter. Today we're talking about the different ways you can make your money go longer for you and ngihleli nobhuti uGerald Nyamazi shoshovi sokuthi imali belt tightening measures wena ungena kanjani kuyona nobhuti uAndile ke bazosichazela ukuthi what are some of the ways kulonyaka njengoba siqala unyaka namhlanje singazama ukuthi imali yethu njengoba kubheda ngempela ezweni bafethu ngeyemali ukuthi imali sisebenzisa kanjani. But Andile, given the various interventions by government, we've seen government enikeza abantu i-debt relief or abanikeze some sort of ilokhuzana ukuthi abaclearish debt kodwa abaqale phansi bawuvula ikweletu. Ithini research, does it show ukuthi besides these interventions abantu bayaqhubeka bona bayothenga baspend imali abangenayo?
Iqiniso njengoba besishilo ukuthi sidila nendaba yeculture ibehavior, so abantu bayaphuma. I mean sibesidila nomunye umsebenzi ongukuthi uphumile ku debt review and then waphinde weza wants to be in debt review again because sekeyenzile ikweledi after ukuthi aphume ku debt review. And debt review, by that time, if you have unsecured debt, une ikweleti ezingekho attached to any assets, it means awusana ikweleti. It means by the 5 years uqeda debt review awuna ikweleti. But lo muntu wabuya ngiyambuza ukuthi wenzeni ngemali, ngithathile ngeke ilo personal loan ngayovula iTombstone ngayoyenzani ngithi hawu ndoda manje hayi ngiyafuna le debt review ngisizile ngicela ngisize futhi ngathi yazini asebenze kanjalo. Masifuna ukukusiza sikusiza la for a long term. Umuntu uhlala ku RDP house ngiyambuza ukuthi awufuni ukuthi umove wena ukuthi endlule ngcono awunamaphupho na uyayibona lezo zinto akananto umuntu uphilela manje ile zinto esikhulumayo. So lento ubaba Gerard akhuluma nayo kumele sihlanganise. You cannot change behavior without adding the knowledge to it. So tina we are dealing with the remedy, sicima imililo, but we are not dealing with the deeper things ezenza ukuthi abantu bayenze lezi zinto uyayibona. So masingaqala safundisa and safundisa ngenkulumo zethu futhi ngesizulu, sibhala incwadi senza ama video, which is what we started doing now. Sikhulume nabantu at a level abayi understanda ngayo sicabanga ukuthi ingayenza umehluko kakhulu.
And as Andile is saying, it's about the basics. Now, I always give the example of what you're supposed to do with your children. But those watching the adults right now, you might need to do this for yourself. Go and get yourself 4 money boxes. You, even a grown man, don't think about your children, yourself. Piggy banks. Piggy banks. In the first one, you must say, this is saving. I must realize that whatever money I put in here, okay, I am doing it for a goal. So go get a money box, call it Black Friday. Or if it's for your child, they can call it bicycle or sweets. Money box, put money in there. The second money box you're teaching your child is that the money you put in here, I am going to double it at Christmas, okay? So
it's for long-term
for long-term. So now you're teaching your child about investment because when you invest, money grows. Now you as an adult, in the second money box, you put money in there and go put it into a tax-free savings account so it grows with interest. In the third money box, give. Because one of the reasons we can't accept who we are is because we don't realize how fortunate we are. We need to be thankful. When you start giving other people, you start realizing, you know what, I can do better for myself. And then you can start saying, I want to extend my house. I'm tired of these sofas. Hey, how can you use the same knife and fork every year? Yet you're earning new money. You must also get new things in your house. And it's about saying, every year, do something different. In the fourth money box, teach your child that this is for God. Because, Tina, we know that we have a higher calling.
Gerald, I think that's a very important point that you bring up there because a lot of people, when we talk about, saving money, they might think that we're just saying, okay, tighten up everything. We're not saying, really just tighten up yourself. You need to enjoy yourself a little bit. But obviously with a control type of mindset.
You need a purpose. So it's nice to have those nice things. This year, I'll give you a free trip.
But on necessities, Gerald, let's talk about that.
But even the good things. So let's say I ask you, Alicia, last year, 2017, January, February, March, show me something you bought every month. And I know you love shoes, so you can't even count shoes because But it's okay because Alicia loves shoes. So she budgets for her shoes. So she goes, January, I bought the red one. February, I bought the blue ones. Now, some viewers who are watching right now can't show me anything to do with what they increased their wealth with last year. So let's say January, buy an iron. February, buy a microwave. March, tangible. April, May, save for something on lay-by, bring it get into your house. June, July, buy knives and forks because they are finishing because you're eating too much. And then August, September, buy something else, start buying the clothes for Christmas. November, Black Friday. Then now you're increasing. You're now starting to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Because the problem with us right now is that we can't even enjoy the nice things because it's all going debit order. You're trying to dodge debit orders. That's your life, where you're trying to move your payday.
And you're reversing
and
debit
you're reversing,
orders.
And you're sometimes fasting at the ATM. Fast forward, midnight, withdraw. We can't do that. It's 2018.
That's not a life.
Let's plan for better things. And to me, it's about doing those basics. Teach your children the basics of a money box. If you want to find out more, yes, I've got my book and it explains the basics. Let's start even the envelope system.
Yes.
Where if you know, I don't know this ATM and this swiping business, just put money in the envelope. Where you know transport money is finished, it's finished.
Yes.
If it's entertainment, it's finished, it's finished.
Yes.
And it's nice because as much as we laughed about it, you can say every month, I know which shoe I bought. All you need to do is to channel that same energy into other things.
Yes.
We need to start bringing things home which have no debt associated.
Absolutely,
Very true.
yeah.
Very true. If
All
I may
right.
interject,
A very quick one. Yeah.
You know, a 2 liter, for instance, we see demonstrator. A 2 liter, ma 2 rands guyo. You know, if you can ask umuntu ukuthi athathe igesi, I normally do this in my workshop.
Yeah.
I don't know, 200 and so forth. And that when that 2 liter, when it's full of 2 rands, it gives you 1,700.
What?
Yes. So he changed. Le mali esithi, you know, silahla kuphela esingayicabanga ukuthi. So kusho lokho ukuthi ukusave yimi futhi ukuthi ukusave kumele ngi-earn imali eningi. Mawungabuza umuntu uzokutshela ukuthi I'm not earning enough. But like I said, njengoba Gerald asho futhi, it's a culture. You just need to start small. Nange 50 rand ungayenza i-difference enkulu.
Yo, Mbukela, I hope ukuthi uyathatha ama-pointers lapho because kuyasho ukuthi you don't have to be earning the big bucks for you to be a responsible saver and spender. Asiphindele futhi siye ngaseyitolo siyabuya khona manje. Mhlaka 1 January 2018 engabe ukuphi wena futhi uspenda yipi imali engabe uyisebenzele kanjani. I'm with two gentlemen abala abazokufaka emthethweni ngempela ngisho uGerald na uBut Andile bathetha ngempela bathi aniyekeni ukuspenda imali engenayo ngalonyaka omusha. Gentlemen, let's talk about this. Maybe Gerald, you can elaborate for us on this. A lot of people don't understand what the recent and I mentioned this earlier on, the recent downgrade for us being on junk status. How does it directly affect consumers?
Okay, now junk status is like your credit score. When you go and do a credit check on yourself, it normally comes good, very good, or very poor. Or sometimes they just say, no, let's not waste time. Okay, now what they've done with South Africa as a nation is they've looked at our credit score and they've said, this country is struggling and we've downgraded them, which means that they now will have to pay more money if they get loans from other places. Remember, just like when you apply for a loan, if you've got a bad credit score, they'll either say no or they'll say you pay more interest. So if the country is paying more interest to service debt, which is the country owes a lot of money, billions and trillions, it means that the country needs to find that money from somewhere. It's going to come out of your taxes, which means that you're going to pay more. Already we saw in November and December, petrol went up by 2 rand a litre. That's big money. Paraffin went up by almost 1 rand, 78 cents just last month. So it means that we are going to start feeling the pinch. So this downgrade, as much as you think it's affecting the country and the big people, no, it comes right down to us in terms of the petrol price, the rate of the exchange of the rand. And
there's even an electricity tariff that is like seriously crazy that is in the process of being applied for.
So the downgrade means the country is not doing so great. And the reason why the country is not doing so great is because we've got a nation of people who consume and are accumulating debt. We need to start having a nation of people who are creating wealth. We need to have a nation of people who are extending those RDPs. You've had it for 10 years. You haven't even ended one window, you even changed something. We must change our mentality from being that of accepting where we are to dreaming about going to new places. There's something nice about having something new which you don't owe someone, because we now know that the pain of paying debt is there. Schools. we are paying school fees. So we need to know that school fees, at least save for your school fees.
Those are the top priorities if you have children. Absolutely. Let's talk about this. But Andile ngiyamuza but Gerald ukhuluma ngokuthi we need to find ways ukuthi create e-wealth. But umuntu omunye osekhaya uzothi, how do I even start doing that when I don't even have umsebenzi with the high unemployment figures currently in the country?
Yes. Okay. I mean, ziningi indlela zokwenza imali. I think abantu kumele babe aware nje. If ubheka nje abantu abaphuma ngaphandle abaza eSouth Africa ukuthi bathola ama opportunity. I mean, kunomunye ubaba ongilungisela imoto nePretoria ubengitshela ukuthi yazi abantu abaqapheli ukuthi the amount yabona. So abantu I think baleka ama skills yayibona. Umuntu uhlele ekhaya uyazibuza ukuthi angayenzani. And there's always this person who's always told me ukuthi you'll never lack an opportunity. You might lack a job but you'll never lack an opportunity. It means even ku community yakho kuneyidingo ezikhona. Yini, you know, we need to get into the culture of entrepreneurship. I-culture yokwenza imali without relying ukuthi kumele ngifomali ngithole CV ngiye somewhere ngiyongqongqoza uzama iminyaka. Bakhona ama graduates manje asamile namanje afuna ukuthola umsebenzi. Uyayibona leyo nto. Kodwa abantu abayithola imandlana encane. I mean saza ama stokvel aqale ngamasasa. Abantu bayithola isasa account. Bafoma ama stokvel laba bantu believe you me ngoJanuary banayo imali yama school uniforms. Uyayibona. So lezi zinto ezincane whatever income okhona ukuyithola to bring into the house. Khona manje ama gardens. I mean i-government beyiphana ilende ezincane ezikolweni for instance abantu bayatshala. But people don't think commercially. I mean, I've seen other people, other young people taking and approaching these retailers that are now in townships. But you know, I mean, we are planting veggies. Why can't you support us and buy these veggies from us? Abantu bethu badlela baveja phuma kula magadini wethu. Yayibona lezo zinto. Izinto zizaletha income endlini, and then when the income is there, then you can start thinking ukuthi okay, sikhulisa kanjani le income ekhona.
We need to get out of this mentality that you need to be employed. You can be self-employed. You've got two hands. He's got two hands. So all of us can do the same things. You can, you know, it's not fancy. Go into your whole road, even Ekasi, do washing. Watch the people's clothes who are working.
Watch the people's cars.
Watch the people's cars.
Clean the people's houses.
Yes. And the problem is, Tina, we like looking down on people who are doing those jobs. But those are the same things which you're going to make that 10, 20 rand. It's okay for you. If you can do hair, do. If you can buy a machine to cut hair, buy a machine to cut hair. It's about saying, let's start going back to basics and saying, look, the jobs are not going to appear from nowhere. We need to have more entrepreneurs who say the one thing we're all equally blessed with is time. And time is the measure of wealth, because if I want to know how wealthy you are, Alicia, I say, how long can you survive without SABC in your life? That's how long. So wealth is measured in time. So no matter how much you earn, how long can you survive without earning? So sometimes you'll get an auntie who works for someone in a house who's wealthier than the person who's paying them, because they can live longer without that salary. So let's start measuring wealth in time. Right now, for 1 January, ask yourself, how wealthy am I? Am I 2 months or 3 months wealthy in terms of saying they are phoning me, they're going to switch off my phone, and then I'm nothing, they take my car, they take my house. Most of us are 2 to 3 months wealthy as black people, which means that end the income in 3 months, we're all equal. It's called the great equalizer wealth. Let's start thinking and saying, lower your standard of living, start buying time. And all of us have time in equal measure. There is always something you can do. I see the guys who collect plastics. It's hard work, but they are doing it and they are surviving. And they are moving up. And the next thing you hear, he's got a small business. The next thing he's got that. Tina, we are waiting, saying we're going to send CV to Ubas. Hi, guys. How come you can't be your own boss? If the guys are coming from outside Muzanzi and they can see things, why can't we see those same things?
You know, Gerald, the way that you always put these things into perspective, you make me feel like I'm not doing something properly here. Let's talk about this now. There's a new craze, while we're still talking about the creation of wealth. There's a new craze now about the Bitcoin and, you know, consumers that can afford taking it to the numbers. Gerald, explain to us how this Bitcoin craze actually works. Is a proper place to invest your money?
Okay, I think...
Should we be looking at Bitcoin as a solution?
I think with Bitcoin, the problem is when you buy something, there's always something they call an underlying investment. So if you buy a share, there's a company somewhere where you can touch it. Here's the company. I saw it. Now, if you buy Bitcoin, what are you buying? You're buying computer code. which means that the same place you bought that Bitcoin, they can switch it off tomorrow. My problem with Bitcoin is that there's no underlying asset behind it. If you buy in Komo, Andile, you can see, there it is, there's my cow. I can see it, I can eat it tomorrow if I want it.
Yes.
Bitcoin, you are buying computer code. And to me, there's the problem. It's a computer code which is being run from somewhere. And it reminds me of another thing which was M. Again, you were buying some computer code in Russia. If there's nothing underlying which you can go and say, if all else fails, I'm holding this sofa, then I have a problem. And the thing with most professionals right now are saying Bitcoin, to us, it looks very much like it's a fad. And yes, it's gone up a lot and some people are making a lot of money. But remember, when it comes to money, it's called money flow. Where there's a winner, there's a loser. So if you make 10,000, there's someone who's going to be crying tears of 10,000 somewhere. So personally, Bitcoin, I would say, look, I don't see an underlying asset behind it. Therefore, I don't count it as an investment. Whereas if we say we're buying chickens, we can see them.
Yes.
And they're giving
cows,
eggs.
we can see them.
Yes.
So that's how we need to start thinking. You know, Ama pigs, they breed 3 times a year. You and I can save and buy a pig and 2 pigs. In 6 months, how many pigs you got? 4? No, got 4 pigs in 4 months. In 6 months, you got 8 pigs. In 9 months, you got 16 pigs. End of the year, we can even kill 3 pigs. That's how we need to look at it. And the thing about it, we look down on those opportunities.
Yes,
but growing up, how many of us grew up on eggs? How many of us grew up on milk? How many of us grew up on the basics of sewing clothes, each sewing machine? Yet now you say to someone who wants to mend clothes, no, you're doing a job which is not worthy. No, we grew up on those things. Sometimes we need to take a step back in order to start looking forward. And yes, there's too many graduates out there who are sitting or holding papers. And at the end of the day, we need to go back to basics and say, how can we do this? And it starts in the community. So the community is key because in our African culture, we grew up on what they call commonwealth. So let's go back there. Stokvel, great as Andile say. It's a commonwealth system. That's what we grew up and what we understand.
You know what? We'll carry on talking about some of those different investment options that you as a consumer can have shortly after this break. As we hear, we are Shuput Gerald, Bianquaisa Mugeluti Kangati le Bitcoin, Ngati si Dume Itanisa Wonkomund, Engati Ka Ailunga Ngempela Sabu and Vagalo. Welcome back, Mbogele. Just a reminder to our viewers that our program is not live today. Therefore, we are not able to take your calls. Kodwa-ke ungasithola lapha ku Facebook noma usithumele a tweet regarding ukuthi what are some of the investment options that are out there that are safe wena njengomthengi ongazama ukuthi uinveste imali yakho kuwona. Ngihlale noBut Gerald noBut Andile nezinsizwa zikhuluma ezinye izinto ngeimali ezizokuhlanyisa na uyitshela ukuthi cha ngathi angiyazi lento engithi ukusave. So gentlemen, let's talk about this. But Andile, maybe just to weigh in on what Gerald was saying, let's look at amanyama investment opportunities. Hayi lawa khekha abantu njengo M or whatever abakupromise ukuthi uzothola imali khona manje, of which at the end of the day uthola usulahlekelwa. What are other types of options umuntu angabheka kona mefuna ukinvest imali yakhe?
Yeah, so mawufuna ukuinvest, I mean you know kunele sisho sithi mawunganalwazi then your risk increases automatically. So basically kunama conventional investment instruments afana nama shares and abantu bayasaba and basaba ngoba abanalwazi.
That's the thing.
Shares shares, it's like if you yazi tech shop ukuthi operate kanjani, you can apply that in a bigger scale in a type of a company. Company thengisa lokho yenza profit, mayenza ama losses uyaluza, mayenza profit uyagaina, gain ama shares the value of the shares themselves, and then khona ukuthola dividend uyayibona. So that's one. Kunama properties as well, but shares are high risk because if business vele anything can happen, and then kunama properties as well. Abantu bayawathanda ama properties njengoba Gerald bekesho ukuthi it's something that is tangible, you can touch. Some of us already have ama properties, you know, we have a title deed. Some of us already renting people out. It's an investment, it's a property investment uyayibona leyo nto, and ikupha irent oyazi ukuthi imalini, so you are in control, you have the knowledge, uyazi ukuthi mawufuna ukuthi iproperty yakho increase ngevalue kumele uyenzeni, maybe extender or ifake ihlahla uyenze ibe nicer, then the value increases. It's a type of investment as well. Yabona, so yizo kunama government bonds, although and they are actually targeted at abantu on the ground, but abantu abaningi abanalwazi nokuthi asebenza njani, which are safer as well. Fana nokuthi uboleka i-government imali and then imali i-government yakubhadala back interest, which is called a coupon interest, which is paid on a 6 monthly basis. So this is into lapho, and then there's cash again, and as part of the conventional asset classes, kune cash again when I'm money market about 32 days. Believe you me, mawufaka leyo mali always kumele uzibuze ukuthi igoal yami yini into ngifuna ukuyiachieve, and then ungakhona ukukhetha among these things, because ama shares it's more for long term, because risk is higher in a short term. Aya fluctuate kakhulu, but in a more long term, then you can be seeing yourself 5 years, 10 years, ubona ukuthi you are actually putting yourself in a good nest egg. And then there's unconventional ke njengoba Gerald bekekhuluma futhi, there's someone Mr. Shezi who came with livestock wealth. Inkomo kodwa bazimanagela wena, so akumelanga uye emtubatuba uyomanage inkomo. No. When we are paying a premium on a monthly basis, and yayibona leyo nto zikhona izinto ezinjalo nje kumele uzibheke. I mean, I think all it takes exactly.
It's what he's talking about, unconventional or alternative wealth, and I think that's what we need to start applying ourselves to in 2018. It's not a bad idea,
but
because
I mean, Gerald, people think that, I mean, such ideas, they think, you know, it requires a lot of money or a lot of research or a lot of groundwork to actually establish something.
It's actually better, because if you go livestock, you can start with chickens, you can do pigs, you know, you can have a vegetable garden.
Love pigs.
At the end, I love pigs because they breed a lot. So to me, something which breeds a lot is great. Pigs, rabbits, great.
Yes.
And these are great opportunities, because if you're unemployed, they also give you a job. So it's not about saying, I'm going to have someone else look after them. You look after your pigs. You read about it. So let's start going into alternative investments. Even Ekasi, there's people who collect antiques. You are going around looking for musical instruments. Even those old Ama record, Ama LP, they're worth a lot of money now. So go around your community collecting Ama LP, buy them for R1. People will sell them to you because they don't know what you're going to do with it. You're going to take that LP and you're going to sell it for 30, 40 Rand. Let's start doing those kinds of things. Buy yourself a camera. Take people, you know, people want things which are there and quick. So let's start thinking about those skills. Cooking will never go wrong.
What do people need? So that's basically what you need to ask yourself.
Look at your community and say, what are people spending money on? Children, there's always opportunities around.
But then, Gerald, you'll find if you come up with an idea, the whole cast is going to want to do the same thing, because people are not creative now. They all want to sell chickens and pigs.
Well, I think that's the whole point. Read more. In your personal budget in 2018, save 200-300 Rand. Buy a book, buy a DVD every month to enlarge your territory. So that's your territory of knowledge. So it's not about buy a money book. So I'm not saying buy my book. I'm saying go buy any book about money, about cooking, about business. Watch TV. You know, if you're going to watch TV, then watch the business channels. Educational stuff. SABC education. There's lots of stuff. And let's start building our intellectual wealth. Let's stop thinking that somebody is going to come in a white suit on a horse to give you a job. It doesn't happen anymore. We need to start really looking and saying, where are the opportunities? Internet cafes, people did them, they made money, but there's still opportunities. And I would like to say, anyone who's unemployed in 2018, this is your year. Think of something which you can do with your hands, with your mind. Don't despair, because there are opportunities. And the nice thing about it is, if you read and have knowledge, you can even access grants, which is money which you don't have to pay back. And there are lots of small little grants. No, they're not going to give you $1 million, Alicia. They'll give you a small grant, 10,000, then go buy those pigs. Me, I like the pigs.
But Andile, what do you want to add quickly?
Yeah, no, I mean, as part of the unconventional, I'd like to throw the idea of private equity, because it doesn't stop anyone. Private equity, that's when, I need to my shares, it's public. They are listed on the JSE. Everyone can see what ayenza malini and whatever. But there's private equity. Kunomuntu run a business in your community. Ufuna ukuexpand. When uhleli ngemali ye bonus, uzoyiblowa, go, you know, whatever. Exactly, you know, on a holiday or whatever. But you know, upon ama statistics abonisile ukuthi ama small businesses are creating imisebenzi. And our opportunity amaningi, because our communities are not developed. It means there's a good opportunities. If the community is not developed, it means there's good opportunities to develop that
Starting
community.
your
You know,
own community.
exactly. Maungu initiatives. So I'm stock fairs. I mean, an average stock fair saves about 250,000 per annum, and all of it goes into groceries. So if they can take 100,000 off it, ilok shintsha. Ukuthi in our community sibona le thuba leli sitshela ukuthi uyenza kanjani imali, what's your business model, and so forth and so forth. Okay, so fake 100,000, what are you going to do with 100,000? Sizothola kanjani, how will you distribute? Yayibona leyo nto, and then you are part of something that can grow, that can employ the community again. Yayibona.
Okay, but Andile, all right, mbukeli yo hayashisa ngempela le ndaba siyabuya futhi khona manje, and then you can find out more ukuthi yini mhlambe wena ongayenza ukuthi wenze imali ungayindawo ilungelo lakho 2018 baba. Welcome back. We're looking at different ways that you can make your money go further and also invest in proper investment opportunities. Ungathathi imali uyilahle eyintweni ngobuzwe kuthiwa nje izokunika imali izumbulu zemali over a period ongakaze nawo uzwe ngayo. Gentlemen, so let's continue with this. I mean, where do you even start, Gerald? Because I think that's where the problem begins. You find that a person is sitting at home, has this idea, they don't even know where to begin.
I think one of the keys to successful investing is doing something you enjoy. So if you are going to go around the community collecting LPs, have an interest in music because you're buying these LPs, you know where to sell them. Same thing, if you're going to go around collecting antiques, then you know that shop which buys antiques. There's lots of pianos, there's lots of gramophones, there's lots of really valuable antiques sitting, ekasi, gogo stuff and great gogo, the stuff at the back room which no one looks at. Yes. Those are the things you need to look at because if it's there, it has value. And even if we're starting there, let's start by looking in our house for the things we don't wear, the things we don't use anymore. Sell them. That is the capital you need. You've got clothes from when you were a size 2, now you're a size 22. It's okay. It's okay. Life happens. Take the size 2 clothes, get rid of them. Alicia, you've got 400 pairs of shoes. The shoes you no longer wear. Let's get rid of them. There's a bit of capital. You start with that. Then you say, okay, how can I start? You don't always get what you want at the beginning. So yes, my big dream might be to be a big farmer in terms of vegetable gardens and pigs, but I can't buy a pig right now, so how do I start? Okay, maybe let me buy 2 broilers, and I grow, and I find my little fence, I put it there, and I let them breed, and I get some eggs, and I'm now doing 2-3 dozen eggs a week, which means I'm making 150, 300, and I'm selling to the neighbors, 300 a week, and I keep growing it. One day I'll get the pig. So it's about one thing is have passion and always believe in starting small. There's no millionaire who tell you that they walked into it. The average person who wins Lotto, the money is finished in 7 years.
What?
Regardless of how much they want.
Because they never worked hard
because
for
they never
it.
worked for it. There's something in that sweat, that bringing up a dream, you give birth to it. So that's why it's important. Look around the home. There's things we're not using. There's cell phones. How can you have 6 cell phones? It's okay. And you've got the latest, you know, what. Keep one spare, sell the other 4, give them to someone else. Those are 10, 100 rand. Let's start respecting the rand again, Alicia. The problem is, brown coins, silver coins, we don't respect them. And Andile told us, a 2-liter bottle is 1,700. Cash. So in a year, how many of those can you put together? And we throw money away. And at the end of the day, when you see that happening, it means we're not respecting it. So let's just go back to the basics. Alternative ways of making money. There's art. You know, there's people who appreciate art. So yes, right now there's a lot of tourism going on in South Africa. How can you tap into that market when they're driving around in the combi? What can you sell them? What can you show them? Which makes them appreciate and pay you? So I think let's have 2018 of anything can be my investment. Anything can give birth to my dream. Anything I want, I can be. Let me not have 2018 of sending CVs. Because CVs, yes, there are jobs which do happen. But when you don't get that job, have a plan in terms of a dream, in terms of what to do. And I like Andy Lawad is saying that even people on SASA, they put money together and they do a stock fair. So there's no real excuse of saying that I can't do something. You know, you can even go and help a church and earn a little bit of money. And let's just start small again. And I think to me, that's my passion right now. Let's start small, Andile, because the big opportunities, they don't come every day.
Yes.
And, you know, there's someone we know who started the business shining shoes at the airport.
Yes.
He used to go there and sit on a chair and shine. Now he's got chairs in every airport in Mzansi. He's got contracts. He's even going to big office buildings.
Yes.
So that's how money is born. And we need to start thinking beyond car wash and cooking food. There's other things out there which we can do.
Thank you, Gerald. You know, but Andy, maybe let's talk about sesizwile ukuthi mhlambe ezinye indlela ongenza ngayo imali izini, but let's talk about which are some of the debts lezi zasendlini where consumers can really basave imali kuzona. Awusichazele nje lapho nsizwe ukuthi mhlawumbe umuntu angakhetha ziphi
ikweleti.
Yebo ikweletu zasendlini.
To get rid of
lezo ongaqala ngazi ukuthi nje ngizosave imali la yebo.
Credit card, overdraft, those are rotating on a monthly basis. Those are the ones ezikufaka ku-cycle. Those are the ones that make you feel hopeless. Those are the ones ukuthi salary yakho mayingena ufile ngathi ngisebenzela mahala and then ufuna ukuye kumsebenzi. Basically. So you need to get rid of those. Yayibona kunenye sinye biza month to month loans. Abantu uphila ngazi like umashonisa osepocketing basically. Even at the ATM ungakhona ukuthetha loan. So if see credit card oyiswipayo, if we are swipe igamule, I mean literally unomunye umuntu ongithumele WhatsApp actually in this morning angibonisa credit card ayikhathile because dala ngikhuluma naye angitshela ukuthi angeke ngikhona ngithi just try it. Yayibona leyo muntu. So izinto ezinjalo those rotating and then lezi ezisele then they are goal orientated because uyazi ukuthi lesikweleti siyophola in 3 years time.
Absolutely.
If ungafaka 200 more ngingasi reduce from 5 years to yayibona leyo nto. So iqala kanjalo and the more you finish the smaller ones, you know, by busy snowball angithi sikhula kancane. The more you can finish the smaller ones, then you can achieve the bigger ones. Yayibona leyo nto. So izinto kumele uzenze kwasekuqaleni kodwa kusaqala kumele uzitshele nje wazi ukuthi yazini la endlini isikweleti akusumngani wethu.
You need to be honest with yourself. I think that's very important.
Look at yourself in the mirror. The first thing is take stock of how bad things are.
Yes.
So do that credit check on yourself and actually read your bank statements and know how much you owe. One of the things, the magic word you mentioned was goal. One of the things we lack, whether we're dealing with debt or creating wealth, is having a goal. We've got Stokvels which have been running 15 years, but they never had a goal, so they'll never reach where they are going, so you'll never feel the impact. So let's have goals. If it's pigs, 40 pigs. If it's debt, I want it to be finished. But let's start setting goals. Even yourself, this year I want you to give me an SMS saying 20 shoes.
Still speaking of goals in this 20 anything, if anything I've promised myself to do is to stick to the time of this program. Gentlemen, thank you so much for a wonderful, a great start to the year with that informative show. Gerald Mwandiambira, and of course noput Andile labesifundisa ngokuthi wena imali yakho ungayisave kanjani. Ngebhadi ke mbukeli sesifikele emaphethelweni ohlelo lethu la namhlanje lokuqala onyakeni. Angibonge kakhulu kuyivakashi zethu ngesikhathi plus nolwazi labo. Ngiphinde futhi ngibonge nani ngokuthi nibe nathi kuze kube imanje. Our shows repeat every Thursday njalo ngo10 khona la ku SABC 1 Mzansi for sure. Otherwise you can catch us next week Monday for your weekly dose of Yilungelo Lakho. From me Alish Ntombi Akajali. Happy New Year. I'm wishing you a great 2018. Bye-bye.
Timpolo